Howdy folks, welcome to another episode of Super Hamster Plays Kingdom Death Monster. As ever, do me a favour, hit the thumbs up button on this video, and if you're new to the channel as well, don't forget to subscribe by clicking on the little hamster down here. Help me take over YouTube one subscriber at a time. So, Kingdom Death Monster. In the last video, our four explorers, what's the word I'm looking for? Survivors, Rick, Murian, the reborn, Fiona and Astrid have been hunting a level 1 phoenix. This is the setup for the phoenix. You always get the lonely tree in the middle, and that's where it sits perched, and you gain 2 other random terrain pieces. I happen to gain 3 columns and 2 acanthus plants. You then set the survivors up 6 spaces away. Six spaces. And the phoenix goes first. Level 1 phoenix has got 8 basic attacks, 3 advanced attacks, and 1 legendary attack. It has a movement of 8 and a toughness of 10. I've made the AI deck. There's the full hit location deck. It has the trait Zeal, which means at the end of its turn, perform its basic action. And its basic action is move and bite things. And then basically swat anything that's in front of it. So don't stay in front of it. Then we have Spiral Age, which is a trait which I think it can trigger through various abilities. And then we have Materialize, which is one of the keywords that will come up, and basically it teleports and sort of disappears off the board, and rather than moving and going over things, it just sort of then goes and kills everything that's there. That's it. Yeah. So what did I say? It does that, it does that, it does that. Let's go kill a phoenix. Right. AI card. Phoenix turn. Excrete. The phoenix defecates on all survivors unfortunate enough to be in its blind spot. Blind spot on a 3 beast is these 3 spaces behind. Let me point them out to you. These 3 here. So there's nobody there. Each survivor currently in the blind spot would roll a d10 and they get some sort of poop related thing. It doesn't do that, but it does have Zeal, so at the end of its turn it will perform its basic action. Its basic action is pick a target, closest threat in range. That's going to be one of these 2. I get to pick, and we're going to make it Rick. Move and attack the target with speed 2, accuracy 2, damage 2. Go there. Yes, let's go there. I don't think this is going to go well, but meh, it is what it is. Right. Do you want to go there? Actually, they're all in range, aren't they? So let's have him go there. And he can take on Mirren, and I will show you why in a minute. Right, so 2 attacks. And Mirren has an evasion of 2. So normally hitting on 2s, 3s would be hitting on 4s. 1 hit, 1 miss. And let's have Murian spend a point of survival and dodge it. Because damage 2 is just going to... Well, it could be an injury in the first... Well, let's find out where it hits. then decide whether we're going to dodge it. It would be the foot, so yes, we're going to dodge it. So there's a point of survival gone. And speaking of survival, Astrid should have gained 1 from the harp when we arrived, taking her up to 3. Right, so we've completed the attack. It then moves on to Razor Wind. Survivors in the blast zone, which is basically the squares in front, all the way to the edge of the board, suffer knockback 7, bash, bleed 1. So he's going to be knocked to there. He's going to be bashed, which, if I recall, knocks him down. Oh, it's been too long. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that knocks him down. And he takes a bleed token. So let's find the tokens. Yes, bash equals knocked down. Right, player's turn. So we're in range. Also in range. And if we can tell him to get up. 2, 3, 4, 5. We can also run around and get in range. So let's do some things. Let's start with Fiona. First thing she's going to do is spend a point of survival telling him to stand up. Leather, rawhide armor on a 6+, she gets it back. Yep, so down to 3, back up to 4. Oh, she would also actually be on 5 because she would also gain 1 from the harp. So, as would Miriam, and that's kind of important. Right, so that's them doing their thing. Shooting, that's what I was going to do. Using my clawhead arrow that's going to hit on a 6+. We have an accuracy of +1, so it's going to hit on a 5. Hits. So that would be a wound. Right, where are we? If hit, slow down, I must have a bone of gear, done that. If hit, the monster gains -1 evasion token. Let's do that before we forget, because it's kind of important. Where have they gone? Evasion, -1. As we've got this large base, we may as well use it. And then 6 to wound. Armor is 10, so we'll need a 4. It's critical. What do we hit, actually? That's kind of important. First strike. You must roll to wound this location first. Okay, the attacker may cancel their attack. The monster's going to react, but we got a critical, so they gain -2 accuracy tokens. And accuracy. Doink. Doink. Let's just stare at you. Yeah. Ooh. It hasn't happened, but I'm going to read it anyway. You must roll to win this location. The attacker may cancel their attack if they choose to. This is the glorious primary eyes, by the way. The monster stares into your future and kills all your children. The attacker suffers the destroyed genital severe waist injury. But we got a critical, so that cancels it. And it's a persistent injury, so we'll keep that one in play. Good shot, Fiona. And let's spend a point of dash to have been able to shoot. Do we get it back? We do not. So that drops her to a 4. And then we'll spend another one to surge. 4, 3. Which means she can shoot again, and this time we'll just use the normal bow, so we get 2 shots, hitting on 7s. She's got an accuracy 1, hitting on 6s. 1 hit. And that is the glorious head. Right, roll to damage, it's +6. Oh, I forgot we got the +1 evasion, so that would have hit anyway. But yeah, wound. 7. Yes, we have wounded. If the attacker has any age tokens, they suffer rewind. We don't. So that would just be... Oh, that was from the first hit. That is from the second. Good job, Fiona. Right. I think that Rick's going to move up next. We'll go into... No, I don't think he is. I think Astrid's going to do her thing. So move of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which she can easily do because she's actually got a movement of 6. And we'll get stuck in. She has her 2 guitars, giving her 4 attacks. What have we got? That's pounce doesn't apply. When you pounce doesn't apply. That's roaring, which we can't do because we don't have the stuff. That's grease. That's grease. Yeah, so it's just 4 attacks from that. Oh, she has +1 speed, so that's 5 attacks. No accuracy bonus, but she is hitting it in the backside and has -1 to hit. So 7, 6. These are 5s. Four hits. Right, so 4 hits. Something I noticed in the last few videos, or since the last few videos, when doing hits wrong, what you're supposed to do is work out how many hits you get, in this case 4, and draw 4 cards. Lay them all out in front of you, take a look at them. Some of them will have first strike. For example, had we drawn that one as first strike. First strike you have to resolve. Actually, first thing, if any of them are the traps, discard the rest and do trap card. If it's not anything with first strike, you do that first. Otherwise, you resolve them in the order you choose. Right, so I think we'll do that one because we're not going to kill it, and it's just a wound. And then we'll go with that one and that one, and we'll finish with that one. Right, so let's start with the death blow. Where are we on the strength doodah? We're on strength +3. We have a strength on the weapon of 3, so we get 6, 7, 8, we need 10, so anything but a 1. If the phoenix is killed by this location, its brain explodes. It doesn't, it just takes a wound. Easy. Next one, lower gut, -2 toughness again, so anything but a 1, but a critical would be good. We'll see. No critical, but it is a wound. Yeah, so another wound. That's just the normal one, isn't it? So we'll just do that one. Wounded, right. If the attacker has any age tokens, we don't suffer rewind. Okay, so another wound. And finally this one with +2, which means we're only adding 4, so we need 6s. Critical. The terrific attack slams into the Phoenix's massive frame. It hesitates, shocked that a puny human could harm it. Gain one random Phoenix resource. The Phoenix staggers. Cancel any reactions until the end of the attack. So, another wound. Random resource. I haven't shuffled these, so let's do that. And we have a Phoenix Finger. When you gain this, the survivor of your choice gains +3 insanity. Okay. Well, Murian's a little low on the insanity front, so let's bump him up to a 4. And we've gained a Phoenix Finger to go with our Phoenix Feather. Now, do we attack again with Astrid? Yeah, I think we do. So we'll spend a point of survival. Drops her to a 2. 5 attacks. And what did I say that we're hitting on? We were on no accuracy, so they're hitting on 7s. Evasion takes it to a 6, and the blind spot takes it to a 5. 1 miss. 4 hits. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. That pencil down. None of them are a trap. None of them are first strike. So that one's just normal. That one's just normal. If we wound it, it's going to get upset, and this one, if we don't wound it, it's going to get upset. Sure, let's do the 2 normal ones first. And we'll start with that one, because that will give us, if it works, if we get critical, a -1 toughness token on it. So, we're adding 6 to this, we need 4s. Yes. So it takes a wound. Nothing very exciting. The Glorious Hand. Again, needing 4s. No. Now, more like to get a 4 than a 1, so let's go with that. Yeah. Yeah, because if we get this one and we do wound it, it's going to push everybody back. And actually, no, they're not in the Eye of the Storm. I thought it was everybody adjacent, but it's not. It's that one, the one in the middle there, the one in the middle there. So let's do that. We have wounded. So take a wound. Wound. The Phoenix blows everything away. Survivors in the Eye of the Storm would gain 1 insanity. All other survivors. Oh, no. Ooh, all other survivors. Okay, well, we'll do it this way around then, because I'm completely misread that. But I am going to roll it again, because you can't just pick a roll that's automatically succeeded. Yeah, all other survivors take knockback, and that would be bad. So we'll go with the Glorious Armpit. We have wounded. So yeah, just takes the wound. I almost want to fail this one. All other survivors will suffer knockback and bash. Well, knockback would be a problem. Immune to bash, so it wouldn't push him back, or knock him over rather. We just push him back, so he could still run in. But yeah, let's roll it, see what happens. 8. We have wounded. Oh, this is quite a kippered looking. Only got 3 cards left. Takes its wound. Everybody suffers knockback 7. He's already is. Oh no, there is another space there. Though he should have been far back anyway. Back to there, and then knocked over. Stand up, man. People are watching. But is immune to bash because of the bracing himself against the shield, which, considering this particular thing is a big gust of wind, you'd think the shield will be a hindrance, but I'm not going to complain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can't get there on a single turn unless I sprint. But we kind of want him to do that. First things first, I'm going to shout and tell Mirren to stand up again, which will drop us to 4. We're then going to have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're movement 5, which means we then have to sprint to get to there. So that's another point of survival. Well, I think we've kind of got to go for it, and let's get in there with our axe. Right, normally hitting on 6s, we've got the -1 evasion, hits on a 5, and Rick has +1 accuracy, so hits on a 6/5, hits on a 4. 1 hit, 1 miss. The feathered buttocks. Right. Where are we? He has +1 strength, which I'm guessing comes from, it comes from the equipment. It's 3, so it's 4. He's adding 4 to it. We'll need a 6. Not a 6. It was a 1. So no wound, no nice big fleshy part of buttocks. Do we spend a point and go for it again? Yes, because this could be a really quick encounter and we might be able to kill the thing before it moves. So we're going to spend another point. There's something I was looking for. Oh yeah, at the end, yeah, that's boots to do that. So we'll drop survival down to 2, and we'll roll to hit all over again. Still needing, was it 6, 5, needing 4s. Both hit. A feathered back. Glorious crest. Right. If we wound on either of these, it will perform displacement. If we do the glorious chest, it will turn to face us and then do displacement. So what is displacement? Place the phoenix anywhere along the board edge furthest from the attacker. It's going to be anywhere over there. If the attacker has any age tokens, they don't. They may attempt to follow it by rolling a d10, adding their equal or less than their hunt XP. You may move them up to it. Critical hit on this one will give us a random phoenix resource. Critical hit here will cause an extra wound. The phoenix suffers an extra wound and stumbles. Move it 1 space forwards. Okay. Well, we'll go for that one, I think, first. So, rolling to wound. On an axe, we're strength 3, strength 4, so we need a 6. We have wounded. And it wasn't a critical, so it just takes a wound. And then does displacement. Place the phoenix anywhere along the board edge furthest from the attacker. It doesn't say anything about turning, does it? It's place, so it just goes in. Which means that one's out of range, so those others miss. And William, what are you going to do? Well, she'll stand up at the end of the next one anyway. So we may as well go 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's see if we can't dig up the acanthus. So we'll roll a d10. We don't have a sickle, so we don't roll an additional one, just a d10. 2. Something bites you, suffer 1 arm damage. Archive the terrain. Puts his armor down to 1. And whatever it was scurries off with its acanthus. Right, and that is the player's turn. Right, last AI card. What is it? Prying Sigh. Pick target all survivors in field of view. Field of view, if you recall, is the entire board except for the 3 spaces in this case, or in the monster's blind spot. But this tree blocks line of sight, and these columns block line of sight. So these 2 are okay. It's just Astrid and Fiona. So what happens? Each target gains an age token. Let's gain an age token. Fiona, have an age. Astrid, have an age. And then intimidate all targets. If the target is insane, they laugh in the face of the monster's ignorant condescension. They are both insane. They may spend 3 survival and gain 1 courage. No. Otherwise, they suffer 2 brain damage and are knocked down. If I do that with Fiona, she could spend the 3 survival, and she's going to get a chance to get some of them back. Astrid, I think, is going to have to take it. Yeah, she's going to have to, because she doesn't have 3 survival, so she will take 2 brain damage, which will reduce her insanity level down to a 1. She is no longer insane. Astrid is, Fiona is going to spend it and see, which is going to give her a point of courage, and then we'll see how many she gets back. 2. I can live with that. And she was knocked down, wasn't she? Yeah. And that's Prying Sigh. So we know what that one is now. And so it's going to poop on us and stare at us, but because of Zeal, at the end of its turn it does get its basic action. So closest threat in range. Doesn't have a threat in range because it can't see these ones. Its movement, was it 8 anyway? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It can't get to anything, so it will disdain. Let's find disdain. Place the phoenix at the center of the nightmare tree. It emits a hissing moan. All non-death survivors suffer brain damage equal to the monster's level and perform Spiral Age. This will end the phoenix's turn. So we drop to 0. We drop to 6. We drop to 3 and to 1. And you're 7. And then where was it? Spiral Age. Remove all age tokens and gain 4 hunt XP for each token. If you gain more hunt XP than is available by hunt XP boxes, you cease to exist. So Fiona will gain 1, 2, 3, 4, which means she is going to age. And Astrid will gain 1, 2, 3, 4, meaning she's also going to age. If you cease to exist, blah blah blah. Nobody has. Get my age tokens. It is the end of their turn, so she will stand up. She was only knocked down this turn, so she won't. And it's got, what, 3 wounds left. Okay. What to do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can get there, but he needs to move out of the way. Just don't want to be in front of it. So let's start with that. So Bobby's going to go 1, 2, 3. And we're going to whack it with our axe. And where were we on the stat front for Bobby? He's got +1 accuracy. And only hit on 6s, he's hitting on 5s. The evasion means he's hitting on 4s. Both hit. We have Glorious Winged Claws and the Glorious Eye, and this one does affect the Eye of the Storm, which will affect him. Right, what have we got then? The attacker has any age token, suffer rewind, so that's nothing. So we can do that one, that's quite safe. And that one, we really want to get a critical on it. Survivors gain +1 sanity, all other survivors suffer knockback 7. That would be a bad thing. Right. Oh, camera's being weird, so we'll stop there. Camera? You. Are you behaving? Right. Don't do it again. Right. So yeah, we'll just go with the Glorious Eye, hitting on. Oh, I can't remember what I said now. It was +3 strength, +4 strength. So hitting on 6. 6 wound. So we need to shuffle up the AI deck. And that's that one. And then we need to wound for this one. 8. It's another wound. So we lose that one. But Rick will gain a point of insanity. And then everybody else will suffer knockback 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hits the wall, is knocked down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Knocked down. Just knocked down. Right. Still Rick's go. Well, he kind of has to, doesn't he? So we'll spend a point of survival telling Fiona to stand up. Fiona is going to spend 2 points of. Oh, she can't do the same thing twice, can you? Let's spend it on. Miriam's got loads, so we'll spend it on Miriam. So that will drop it down to 1. Does she get it back? She does not. So down to survival 1. And then we are in range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is out of range, but we do have our movement. Let's get rid of that one. But if she does, that is all of her survival. and can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he can get there and stab it. And he's got loads, so we'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's only movement 2, isn't it? Because you've got that massive shield. Ugh. Ugh. Right, so we'll now go with Miriam. He will spend a point of survival. Does he get it back? He does not. Telling to stand up. So he will drop to 4 and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Spend another one. Does he get it back? Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That drops to 3. And let's do the spear thing. So, spear. Where are we? 2 attacks. Hitting on 6s, 5s. So yeah, 2 attacks hitting on 5s. 1 hit, 1 miss. Get this one out of the way. And it is the glorious soft belly. Right, so we just need to wound, don't we? Now, Miriam's a beast. So strength 3 from the bow, from the spear, with +2 strength from stats. So that's +5. So we are wounding on a 5 for the game. That's a wound. That's 1 dead phoenix. In the underbelly. Okay, well, fortunately we got a lot of wounds in early to get rid of a lot of its AI deck, because there's some weird stuff in there. There's a lot of stuff that just go, you don't exist, or you reset the match and start again, and all sorts of weird stuff, but not to be. So, to the end of the encounter and what does happen. Right, it's a level 1, so everybody gains 1 hunt XP. Hunt XP mean. Ooh, Fiona's actually aged twice. And Astrid gains another one. Everybody gains a level in weapon proficiency. She knows how to use a guitar. She is now a specialist. Fiona, nearly proficient, or nearly a specialist in the bow. Miriam doesn't have a specialist yet, because he forgot. Rick gains 1 in the axe. And then we gain the rewards, and the rewards are the first time the Phoenix is defeated, gain the Plumery settlement location. Survivors with age tokens, nobody does, would gain 1 understanding, and then we'll gain 4 basic and 4 Phoenix resources. Shoo! Phoenix resources. Let's start with the interesting ones. Where are they? They are there. So we've already got a tail feather and a finger, and we now have some muculent droppings, a beak, which is surprisingly toothy, and the muculent droppings are delicately scented with a papery husk. We've gained a wishbone, a delicate bone with a strange aura, and we've gained a shimmering halo, which is curiously heavy. And we want the basic resources, of which we will gain 4. And we will gain some hide, more hide, a something, and an organ. And then we have it. our first encounter with a phoenix, and I think we got off lightly. So, nobody died. In fact, I don't think... Actually, nobody got hit. The only hit we got, I think, was on one of these two early on, and they dodged it with a point. Miriam got bitten by something in a bush, and had a bit of an episode or a fit or something to me in the hunt phase last week, which accounts for that injury. So, thumbs up for getting away with it. As ever, do me a favour, hit the thumbs up button on this video, because hopefully you found it entertaining, at least, if not that informative, although there's a few things in there. We know not to stand directly in front of him, and standing in the eye of the storm isn't actually a bad thing. Yeah, so +1 for that. If you're new to the channel and you haven't already done so, don't forget to subscribe by clicking on the hamster down here, or the subscribe button wherever it is on whatever device you're looking at. Help me take over YouTube, one subscriber at a time. Thanks for watching. This is Super Hamster signing out. Bye for now. Bye-bye.